in a radio studio, the button said cough on it. Like, it literally was a cough button. That's why I called it that.
I know how much you love it when we talk over the intro.
Well, you didn't have to hit the intro. Now I like talking as it's fading.
Welcome to the Ugly Truth. Oh, wait. We were going to come up with a new one since you're not my sister. What were we going to do? Do you remember?
No, we didn't decide. We just felt we needed to do something other than Ugg.
Okay, well.
We'll have to think about it.
We'll think about it.
Cast your votes, people. Thank you.
Okay, so this is new, and I love it. Mr. Ugg is here.
I have gone from
so
producer
freaking funny.
Dub to Mr. Ugg.
I love it.
I'm glad
it's
you liked
so
it.
freaking hilarious. When I saw that, I'm like, stop it.
Yeah, I did it. For those of you that don't know,
Stop it.
I described my appearance on a previous episode as Mrs. and Mr. Ugg
No,
instead
you
of
said
producer
Jamie is joined by Mr.
Dub. Mr.
Ugg.
Ugg, yeah, that's it.
It was so funny. All right, well, welcome to the Ugly Truth. We're a little tardy because you're sick.
Sorry.
And, okay, so this is an ADHD story, but I'm going to do it anyway because it's my show. I can do whatever I want.
Word.
Because we are over 30, I have been harassing us to go get our shingle shot for like 4 months. I'm like, we have to get it. We have
I was
to get
over
it.
50. You're supposed to get it.
It is. However, the reason I say that is I know multiple people in their 30s who got shingles within the last year. And a friend of ours, his wife got shingles 3 years ago.
Yep.
So it's like, and they're all 40, 35, 40 something.
Yep.
Well, we're older than that.
Yep.
And so I'm like, listen, man, we are really dancing with the devil, not getting this freaking shingle shot. I don't want to get shingles at all. I have no interest in it. It's terrible.
Yeah.
So we finally, I wrangled you in to go with me because I'm like, I'm going to go get it because I was getting my Botox that day and it's right next door.
I mean, what's another needle after the 50
What's
that you probably had?
another needle after 40 units of Botox?
Yes, exactly.
Like, who cares? So anyway, so we went, and the nurse was so amazing. She was this tiny little Indian woman, and she walks in, she goes, "You guys ready?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah." I guess I was going in blind, or maybe she's very accustomed to people freaking out when they get inoculations, which is actually a big thing for a lot of people. Our own daughter has to take Ativan before she gets a blood draw, which is absolutely not uncommon.
Yeah.
So she's like, "All right, who's going first?" I'm like, "Oh, I'll go first." And I said, "Of course. Oh, once you've had a baby, you can literally do anything. So no biggie." She goes,
So
"All
when
right."
she said, once you've been married, you can do anything, which I thought was funny.
That was very funny. She goes, "You mean when you're married, you can do anything?" I'm like, "Well, accurate." So I'm like, "Go ahead." So she sticks me with the needle. She goes, sorry. And I'm like, "Okay." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, that burns. That stings."
Yeah.
And I go, "This is like tetanus shot level pain because tetanus shots hurt like hell.
Yeah.
Because you have to go on the muscle and everything." She goes, "They're worse." And I was like, "Oh my God, okay." So anyway, got it done. Definitely hurt. My arm was sore for like a week.
Yeah, it was.
I think there's slight.
Today might be the first day that I don't feel what the remnants of like a
slight
bruise.
tenderness.
Yeah.
So I'm like, man, alive. Yeah, okay, yes, it was uncomfortable. Definitely don't want to do it again.
Was
although
not fun, but it is what it is.
And then you get up there and she's like, "You're gonna pass out, aren't you?"
Oh. I'm not that guy anymore.
Oh my God, I laugh so hard. Well, that's true. You're not anymore.
Well, because
I get my blood drawn and I'm okay.
I do it all the time now. So I mean, I don't like it. I don't look at it. I'm not
my
that
God.
brave, but I don't need to lay down like I did when I was a kid.
That was so funny to me. Your face, you must have gone pale. There must have been something.
No, we made a reference. Like the way it was because, I'll go first. Like I'm the brave one.
I am the brave one.
Yeah, but still, it
That's
sent
just
the
way
message.
that is. Anyway, so you get the shot and we're like, okay, I felt like shit for like a day.
Yeah.
I was tired. I was kind of grumpy. Neither one of us slept well. Like it was not that great. And then all of a sudden, now you had a big camping trip that you and your brother and like 100 of your friends were all going up to do this camping trip that you guys do. Fishmas up in the Sierras.
Yep.
And so you're getting all ready. You leave at 4 a.m. with your brother.
A couple days. This is a couple days after the shot.
Well, it was like 4 days after the shot.
No, we got the shot on Tuesday.
Yeah, and you left on Thursday.
That's 2 days.
Okay, anyway, you were fine, except you got really, really sick with like a cold or something.
I was miserable.
You tested, it wasn't COVID.
No.
It was a normal cold.
Yeah.
Completely ruined your appetite, everything. And on top of it, y'all got record snow for April. And you were sleeping in a tent.
Yeah, so...
There's nothing about that is exciting or fun to me
at
all. I would be like, yo, Derek, can I sleep in your RV?
Yeah, no, so...
Oh, my God.
So it was... Part of me didn't want to get the shot, but I had done so much research. What I mean is the shot so close to travel.
Right.
But the research that we had done said the second dose, which you get
way
2 to 6
worse.
months later, is way worse.
Mm-hmm.
This should be a day or two. You should be fine. I don't think I got sick because of the shot.
No, you didn't.
I think I was not feeling 100%.
Yes.
Then I got the shot. It lowered my immune system,
Mm-hmm.
and I got a full-blown cold, which I almost never get.
Yes, you got very sick. And
so
to
I
attest
spent...
to that, I'm not sick.
Yeah, exactly.
I haven't. And if I'm fighting something, which is very possible, I don't even. Yeah. I'm not like.
I guarantee I was not. I guarantee you, I was probably not 100% when I got the shot, and that just put the nail in the coffin on it. Because while I powered through, because my brother drove, and he hasn't gone to one of these in 4 or 5 years.
You're like, just leave me to die.
I was just like, you know what? Do you get drunk for both of us? And he did.
Good.
Right. But I drank basically just a few beers the very first day when I didn't feel terrible.
Right.
Spent most of the trip either fishing terribly because the weather and the fishing was terrible, or in the tent.
That sucks, man.
There are pictures in the daytime with me not in them.
That sucks.
Because I was in the tent most of the time. And the first day we were there, when I actually felt okay, and we fished as soon as we got there, drank beer all day, fished, had a decent time that night, started to feel bad that night. That's Thursday night. And didn't sleep hardly at all. Arm was still sore, and the whole thing. It was stupid. And that day it was 70 easy.
Yeah.
And we had heard that this freak kind of storm might come through, and it was predicted like 25% chance of snow, maybe an inch.
Mm-hmm.
We fucking wake up. First of all, we all heard it snowing, but we were already in bed.
Right.
And the tent, the corner that I was sleeping in near my feet collapsed in halfway because of the weight of the snow on the tarp.
It's crazy.
Not the tarp, but on the rain guard, which thank God, which we never put up, by the way, on this trip. Because we like looking at the stars. We right? But we're like, no, it might rain, it might snow, whatever. So I get up and I'm shoving snow from inside the tent off of and it's falling off in sheets.
Yeah, I believe it.
And then that's
how many
not
inches?
Enough. It was at least 5.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So, and you open the door and it's a winter wonderland. It is snow. It's not like the only place it's not sticking is the paved road. Everywhere else, it's inches deep. So this trip threw everything at us, but fish.
No fish.
No fish.
That sucks, man.
So now we got to go back. And
you will.
Part of it was we didn't fish as long, or we came back a little early. It's like because we just couldn't. It was either snowing or I was feeling like crap, or a combination of the two. So and Brad again was hungover enough for both of us. So it was we had a full experience. So
that's all that matters.
It was fun, but it all you know what? Now that I think about it, it's your fault.
Why is it my fault?
Because you made me get the shingle shot.
Oh, well, I have no sympathy for you.
Why?
Because
I shouldn't have gotten it. I should have waited.
You would have gotten sick anyway. I know you. You would have gotten sick anyway.
No, I wouldn't have.
Yeah, you would have.
I don't think so.
You're like, I don't feel good. You would have.
No.
Yes.
Fine.
Yes.
Your fault.
I don't care. You know what else is your fault? I'm the proud owner of a bonsai tree. That's your fault.
And it's nice.
It's okay.
What do you mean it's okay? It's pretty. You don't have any plants. You have a plant.
The instructions when you open the brochure that you get with this, it is beautiful. I'm not saying.
By the way, the brochure wasn't even supposed to come with it. Like, I got that extra just in case you wanted to mess with it.
And it opens up, and the first thing it says, ask yourself, do you have the lifestyle to own a bonsai tree? It's number one. It's the number one statement.
Yes.
I'm like, I don't know.
However, I intentionally got the biggest, easiest to manage type of bonsai
And
tree.
it also
I did my research.
strongly suggests, if you are someone who travels, to hire a bonsai tree nanny. I am not kidding.
I know, we've seen
take
that
it very seriously.
We've seen the episode of
Bob's
Burgers.
I
that does
know.
it.
Anyway, it's very tropical in that corner now.
Yeah.
I'm doing my best with it. It's not dying, so I'm
honestly,
I'm pleased.
you don't have to do anything but water it.
Well, you do
it's
need
not
to
gonna,
kind of trim it.
Well, I
think.
mean, if you're
You
wanting
do.
to take care of it, and but it's not.
If
gonna,
I want to take care of it,
I
no,
mean,
I'm
you're not
just gonna
trying
let
to.
it-
It's not the
let it
kind you try and
languish.
shape or anything. It's just a.
I think
plant.
it kind of is. I don't think you're supposed to let it grow willy nilly. Like there's new growth on it already. I'm like, I think I'm supposed to cut that off. I don't think it's supposed to be there. You know what I
Well,
mean? Anyway, I'm gonna check it out.
YouTube.
God,
I'll
thanks
do
for
it.
the chore. Anyway,
Well, you're welcome.
you're,
I was just trying to do something different.
your girl just loves flowers. Just loves
I
them.
get you
I love them.
lots of flowers.
I know. So we had our family dinner last night. We like to have our family together for one meal once a month. Last month, we had the wedding, and so we didn't need to do the family dinner. We were together for like 5 days, so it was great.
That was like 20 family dinners.
It was an amazing family dinner series. But then it was like, okay, it's time. Our son has his birthday, so we're like, hey, we're gonna do it. Everybody came. It was great. We had a great time.
Yeah.
And I love now how you can always tell when there's been some kind of growth in someone. They're having personal growth.
Okay.
Or something has happened. For example, Malia has decided that raising her hand to interject is now the thing instead of
was
just
weird.
screaming out like we normally do. And then Mackenzie immediately picked it up.
Yeah.
So now we're raising our hands to interject our opinions on things, which I think is hilarious.
It's funny.
loved
It's
it.
funny too because one of the guys that works for me, he always does the virtual hand raising.
Oh, that's so
thing
funny.
every time.
I mean,
Like,
it's very
there'll be
peaceful.
There'll be three of us in the meeting. It's not like there's 20. There's three of us there, and he'll just go.
In all honesty, the very first thing that a therapist told me once when I was doing family therapy with Tyler was, did you grow up in a really loud home, or did you grow up in a home where people didn't listen unless you were the loudest person in the room?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, yeah. And she's like, you're yelling right now. And I'm like, no, I'm not. She's like, you are literally yelling right now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh God, okay. Because if you don't feel like you're being heard, you elevate.
So Tyler goes, Malia, why are you raising your hand? She goes, because I don't want you to cut me off, Tyler. It's hilarious.
Yeah. So it's really cool seeing all the personal growth.
Yeah.
But the other thing,
Mind you, these are full-grown adults, by the way.
the other thing, well, hey, you know what? Adults should always be moving and
Of
growing.
course.
Constantly.
Of
We are
course.
just basically plants.
I'm just saying they're raising their hand and they're not.
I wonder if
It's
you
been a
are.
long time since they've been in school.
Do you represent with a bonsai?
don't-
Long lasting, doesn't need much, a little bit of a trim here and there, but you're just good. You're fine.
Maybe.
Maybe that's you. You're sturdy and you're solid and you don't need much, which is a lie. But you kind of think
I will
maybe.
gladly put that thing in my office and take care of it.
No,
if you
it
hate
won't. I'm already taking care of it. I'm not neglecting.
I didn't
It's
say
got
you were
growth.
neglecting. I just like if you don't like it.
I do like it.
Everybody else likes it more than you.
That's fine. It's in a good spot right now. I don't want to move it.
Yeah,
And
I like where it is.
I rotate it to make sure it gets
Look
equal
at you.
sun. See?
You're falling in love.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
It's just like everything else in my
You're gonna
life. It's
have a-
another responsibility
you're gonna have a
where I have
bonsai
to
lifestyle.
care for it. It's another thing to keep alive in this house. Thanks.
I would. How about this?
No.
We trade a bonsai per animal.
What?
I get one more bonsai. We get rid of one more cat.
No, we get rid of the bonsai and I get another cat.
No,
Oh.
that's not how. It
Well,
works.
that's what you said. So anyway, the one thing that I found absolutely hilarious, and I do take responsibility for this to a degree, frankly, is our son is more of a feminist than me and my daughters.
How do you figure?
He made the declaration that there is no such thing as an ugly woman yesterday.
Right.
And we were like, all of us, wrong. There's ugly women. He's like, no, there isn't. And I'm like, Tyler, if you like ugly women, that's fine. But there are ugly women in the world. Let me write you a list. And he's like, no, it's not. And and Mackenzie raises her hand. I can attest there are ugly women, and I am a woman. And so we were all like, God, Tyler, you're a better feminist than the rest of us? He's like, look, I'm just saying there's not, we're like, okay, well, thanks for schooling us, but there's ugly women in the world. Sorry, hate to tell you. Even you're like, hey, man, there is. And I love how Ken's just like, I plead the fifth. I have nothing to say.
Jesus.
I loved it, but he is such a feminist.
Yeah.
I like legit too, not like one of those faux ones where they're just like trying to get laid by saying things.
Yeah.
Like he legitimately doesn't believe that there's ugly women. And I'm like, then you haven't met enough, or you've been abused too long. Something. You're dysfunctional. Go to therapy. Honestly. But ugly women, it's all internal. It's always internal.
Yeah, because,
And you know how I know this? And I think I sent you the TikTok.
Oh.
There is a woman who is on TikTok to raise awareness of how she's just fine with no nose.
Oh, yeah, I saw it.
Literally no nose. Now, I have seen war wounds where men have completely, they're missing nose.
Does it
or
say
whatever.
why she didn't have a nose?
No.
I never read the comments. You always do.
I know. And I didn't this time because I was so like, oh my God. And the reason I
could have been a birth defect, but probably not.
I don't think so, because
it was like a perfect, like, that's what's missing.
Yeah, and it could be skin cancer, but I didn't.
Yeah.
I did not do the deep dive, and I have seen her before. I think
very unlike you.
Well, because the reason why is because, first of all, it's not her fault that she doesn't have a nose. She has a family and everything, and she's like, well, men are put off because I don't have a prosthetic on it. And I'm like, well, yeah, I mean, any man who's attracted to you immediately because you don't have a nose, probably someone you don't want to date.
Fair enough.
Because God forbid what they're into.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I sent it to you because my first thought when I saw it was, would you...
No, absolutely not.
Would you love me if I didn't have a nose?
Yes, I would. I thought you were going to say something else.
What'd you think?
Something dirtier than that.
What, put your dick in the hole? I would not think that, but you're a man, so of course.
I thought you were going worse.
Why would I ever ask you, would you fuck someone's nose hole? That is so wrong. I'm being pure. I'm pure. And by the way, if I didn't have a nose, would you want to fuck my nose hole?
No, that's why I said absolutely no, because I thought that's where you were going.
Don't you think you would want me to wear some kind of mask during coitus? Because I don't think how could you with no, like,
I don't know. It's a choice. It's a choice.
I would have to get some kind of prosthetic.
Generally speaking, she wasn't ugly other than that part.
Honestly, very attractive woman.
Yeah.
So that's why, it wasn't about her malady. It was more like, if I didn't have that, if I had that, would you still, like, saying you love me that's not fair, because I know you would actually, I think eventually it would segue into pity. I really do. I think it would be really hard to be madly in love with someone who
you'd have a prosthetic. You'd have
has
something.
no nose. I don't know. But then it made me think my ADHD ways. I was like, God, when I was a child, and I know I've talked about this before, especially with you, but I was thinking about to the extent how I would pretend that I had disabilities as a child. I did it all the time. I started with wondering what it was like to be blind. So I would walk around my house blind, and I would make a cane out of my mom's broom, right? I would do that. And I think even at one point I tried to have my dog be a guide dog, but it doesn't work because they don't know what's going on. So that didn't work. But then I would try to pretend that I was deaf. I tried to pretend that I was deaf and, learn sign language. I actually know some sign language because I pretended to be deaf for so long. In fact, to the point that all of my siblings and I would play deaf at the grocery store with our mother. She would get outraged. She would be so angry because we would make the sounds and stuff and try to do no shame. No shame whatsoever. And then one time I pretended that I didn't have a neck. And I walked around.
How do you do that?
Well, here's the thing. Back in the old days, in the 80s, PBS was the only place where you could see documentaries about people who were unusual.
Sure.
Now we have TikTok and
or
stuff.
TLC, yeah.
Oh, yes. So back in the day, and they were like honestly, heartfelt. Like, look at this poor person who has no neck anymore or was born deformed or whatever. So I one time walked around and I put a stick in my shirt so that I couldn't move my neck at all. And I would pretend that I didn't have a neck and I'd walk around the house. And I'm like, okay, what is my obsession with this disability thing? Was in a previous life, was I some kind of thing where I didn't have full use of my body? And so now I'm just, you know what I mean? Like I have this very strange pull to disabled things. It's very weird. It's an odd thing.
Just a little.
Like even now when I find stuff, I'm like, oh, look at that. Like I'm not laughing at them either. I'm not making fun.
Yeah.
I'm genuinely wondering, like the nose lady, like, I'm like, how do you live? Like, how do you do that? How do you shower? Things like that. Like, don't you choke? I want to know. Maybe this is why I want to be a doctor.
Maybe
this was my
This
call.
is why I'm surprised you didn't do a deeper dive.
Now I'm going to have to do it.
Yeah.
So speaking of unusual and disability, Bill Belichick did an interview with CBS Sports, I think, or something.
All right.
Because he's got a book coming out.
Ah.
And so he was, now, as many people know, he's dating a 25-year-old girl. Right. And I looked up, he's like 66.
Does he have kids?
He has 3 adult children.
All definitely older than this woman.
Well, of course. Yeah. They're in their 30s and 40s.
Not of course, but.
Well, yeah, because he's 66.
Yeah.
So, yes. But anyway.
He could have had a kid at 40.
Possible. But yeah. he and his wife divorced. They were married for 30 years.
Oh, my God.
They got divorced. He immediately started dating. Oh, apparently what happened is he was having an affair with the secretary at his foundation that he has. Uh-huh. That didn't work out for very long. And then he started dating another person for like 20 freaking years. Like they dated for like 20 years. They broke up in like 2019 or something. And now he's been dating this broad for a couple of years now.
Wow.
And so the reason I'm mentioning it is a lot of people say that he looked disheveled. He looked a little slow during the interview. And when they were honestly asking, so how did you meet the girl? And he's like, oh, she came out of nowhere. And she's like, we're not talking about that. She interrupted the interview multiple times saying, you're not asking that question. Literally. And so like he would go, oh no. And he would look at her like, oh, we're not gonna. She's like, absolutely not. And so a lot of people are concerned.
She's drugging him or something.
Well, they're concerned that he's a victim of elder abuse. Oh. 66 is not that old. I'm sorry. It's not that old. 25 is ridiculous. But yeah. A 66-year-old, I would not consider an 80-year-old man being subjected to elder abuse. Like, yeah. I'm sorry. I mean, I know 66 isn't young, but it's not old, like to the point where we should be worried about him. But first of all, he's an old-looking 66. That's fucking old.
Yeah.
But people are genuinely worried, wow. And they're like, I've seen enough Dateline to know. They're like, this isn't going to end well.
Not going to.
And I said, it's so bad that when children are being interviewed, they will say that he lit up the room when he walked in it. Not like he's so messed up. But I'm like, I don't really care about it. Yeah. I don't care. But I mean, I'm like, I don't want anyone to be taken advantage of. But
actually, if anyone is. The Patriots head coach I'll go with that.
Right?
Let him.
A lot of people are like, and a lot of people are saying that they're like, I hate the Patriots enough to not give a shit what happens to Bill Belichick.
It was a fumble.
Like, dude. But I'm like, man, what happened? Can you explain what's happening to old white guys when they hit like 65 in this country? Like, what is happening? They're losing their ever-loving minds.
I don't know.
What is it? Are they afraid to die?
Maybe. I mean, is there something between midlife crisis and
there must be
and end of life?
There has to be some like a last
senior
ditch
life
effort
crisis or something.
Like a last ditch effort. It's almost like it's at the tail end of, and I don't mean all white guys. I don't mean everybody. Obviously, yeah. I'm generalizing, but it just seems like there must be I wonder if there's a new phase. There's a new phase.
Is there some sort of trend maybe? Like, is this
like
a singled out story, or do you think this is happening a lot?
I don't know.
Not the elder abuse thing, but just the 60-something-year-old dating a 20. Do you think
that's a tale as old as time, my friend?
Yeah, but it's not common.
Oh, I don't know. I think it's pretty common. A lot of people are like shocked that Jeff Bezos is
like
dating
if it's
someone his own age.
But if it's common though, it's common amongst old white guys with lots of money.
Yes.
That seems to be the common denominator.
If we want to go back to the classic film Moonstruck, according to Olympia Dukakis, they fear death.
Yeah.
And that's why they do what they do.
Sure.
Why do men cheat? They fear death.
Yeah.
And that is very possible.
That this is another version of that.
I suppose. Yeah. I don't know. But anyway, I just thought it was crazy that people are concerned about Bill Belichick and his girlfriend.
Not me.
Well, not me neither, honestly.
But only because was the Patriots coach. If he was just a normal dude or on another team or something, maybe I would care. But
yeah. Okay. One final question.
Yep.
Okay. So I stopped watching Grey's Anatomy like way, way early.
Okay.
I guess it was because I thought it was going to be a certain kind of show, and then it segued into soap opera, and I'm like, oh, yeah. I know there are diehards. I'm not dissing Grey's Anatomy. It's been on for like 20 years. Yeah. It's like clearly very popular. Oh yeah,
like current?
Yes, very much so.
Never watched it. I watched ER back in the day, but I never watched a single episode of Grey's Anatomy.
Ellen Pompeo. Everybody goes, "Why are you still doing this show?" She's like, "If they're not ending the show, I'm not leaving the show." And the reason being is they're not going to continue making money off of me if I'm not on the show.
Right.
Because she's like she's canon. Like she's literally the hub of the show.
Sure.
And I'm like, fair. That's fine. And if they're making money, why not? And she's renegotiated her deal. She has got such a sweet deal. Very proud of Ellen. And she's badass, by the way. I like her a lot.
Yeah, I don't know who that is, but that's okay.
Yeah, you do. If I showed you a picture, you would know who she is.
She's the longer blonde hair?
Yes, blue eyes.
Yep.
Just an amazing woman.
Well, she's like the face of Grey's Anatomy.
But in general, even just as a human, she's pretty
I don't know that much about her, but that's cool.
It's fine. Anyway, so there's a lot of unusual situations, obviously, that occur in a medical soap opera. And so this one, and it made me, I wanted to ask you, because I think I know how I would answer, but I don't know how you would answer.
All right.
And people who watch Grey's will remember this, I'm sure.
Okay.
So there's a couple. The husband has a brain tumor, and it's terminal.
Got it.
He can have the entire tumor. These are their options. They're telling him, you can have the entire tumor removed, and you will likely lose all of your memories. You won't remember anything. You will be alive, and you will live for about 10 years, but you won't remember anything. You probably won't remember your life, your wife, your children, nothing, but you will be alive.
Like practically amnesia.
Practically permanent amnesia. You would have to start fresh.
Okay.
Or we can remove a majority of it, and you're still, by the way, he's terminal no matter what, by the way.
Well, we're all terminal.
Well, you know what I mean. He's going to ultimately succumb to this disease that he's got. Or we can remove it with laser and do some radiation, and we'll remove most of it, but you will be dead in 5 years, but you won't forget anybody.
Second one in a heartbeat.
But here's the rub. The wife has to decide because he's unconscious. So she has to decide which way to go.
Okay.
She was like, take it all out. I don't care if he doesn't remember me. I want him to have 10 years.
Really?
Like, I'm not going to be selfish. You know, she goes, if he doesn't remember me, it's fine, but he'll have 10 years. Yeah. And I'm like,
not the call I would have made.
So you would take 5 years off my life so I remember you?
Yep.
You wouldn't give me a decade?
Nope. Because it's not guaranteed anyway.
True. Well, it is. It was. But we also don't, I mean, you know, and then you have to think, well, what does that even look like?
So 10 years of knowing nothing and remembering nothing, or 5 years of remembering everything,
and dying.
It's not even close.
So if it was you would want me to do the 5-year one?
Yep.
Okay. Noted.
No question.
I'll put it in your will.
No.
Or your directive, your advanced directive. I mean, I guess I would hate it if I did. I'd be terrified. It would be terrifying not to know anybody.
How good would those 10 years be if you knew nothing?
Exactly. Oh, especially if everybody was a stranger to you.
Honestly, that is the more selfish decision, in my opinion.
I agree. Yeah. I thought so too. She's like, no, I'm giving him 10 years. I don't care if he doesn't know who I am. And I'm like, really? Because you got to take care of his ass. He's not just going to go leaping out of here.
So let's imagine for a second.
And I'll be honest, I don't know.
Post-surgery.
I don't know how it ended up. They always end up making the right choice, but you never know.
Post-surgery.
Okay.
Wakes up, remembers nothing, remembers no one. And they explain that we had two options. You keep all your memory and you live for 5, or you lose most of your memory and you may live for 10.
Mm-hmm.
I would be fucking pissed if somebody did the 10 to me.
Oh, you would?
I would be mad.
It's like, I don't know who you are, goddammit.
Like,
I don't know anything.
So 10 years of miserable knowing nothing.
I'm being scared.
Which is not even enough time to build a life of any kind, really.
No, not
right?
really.
Nah, take the 5.
Okay.
I would take the 5.
I think I would take the 5 too, to be fair. It wouldn't be fair to you. You would be devastated if you didn't know who I was. Devastated.
And for what?
And you'd be like, who are you, ma'am? I'd be like, ma'am.
Do you know? No, she chose that initially. Do we know the end game? Did she change her mind?
No, I didn't watch. It was a clip.
I bet they did.
Well, that's what I said. That's what I said.
Mind.
Is they probably did the right thing per the usual.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I was just like, I'm just trying to think of all the. It's not hilarious, but I'm trying to think of all the things.
Let me rethink this.
If I did that to you and you came up and you're all, who are you? And I'd be are you a nurse? No, I'm your wife.
Let me rethink.
God.
This. Let me rethink this. There could be some circumstances where that would be different.
Why?
Because in my current life, no, absolutely not. I would take the 5. However,
in another time,
if I had a completely shitty life,
that's true.
with a tremendously terrible marriage, and they fought all the time, and you had no kids, and you had all this kind of stuff.
Take it out.
You know what? Give him his fucking 10. I'll be on my way.
Maybe. Maybe, but that would require some kind of love and acceptance. Someone who hates you may not.
Right.
They'll be like, I want him miserable for 5 more years.
It's like, I tell you what, we can do the 10 thing, but I need you to remove my memory also. And we start fresh.
Right? No, thanks. It's just so tiresome. I don't know. But anyway, I was going to ask you. I figured you would be like 5. But I'm like, well, think about it for a minute because you're making the decision for me, not for you.
Yeah, 5.
So you would let me languish and die in 5 years instead of 10.
Wait, where's the languishing coming in?
Well, he's terminal no matter what.
So you can languish for 5 or for 10. So I just saved you 5 years of languishing. And you got all your memories.
Fair point.
Yeah, I mean, if you're actually languishing.
Well, I mean,
there's a lot of, it's TV, so.
I know. We don't know what we're talking about, honestly. No. We have no idea.
But it's a good question.
On that note, I did finish the first season of The Pit. I know that you.
Speaking of Grey's Anatomy,
you were not. It was good. You liked it, but it was stressful.
It's clearly well done.
Yes,
but
it was very stressful for you. I loved it. I could not stop watching it when you were camping.
I can't think of a job I wouldn't do before being a doctor.
Oh my God, I would love to be a doctor.
I know.
If I wasn't so math stupid, I would have been a doctor decades ago.
Yeah.
Nothing would have stopped me. I would have loved it, but I'm just not. I mean, it would require kindergarten math starting. You know what I mean? Like I can do some division.
What I appreciate about The Pit specifically, though, is that it's obviously seeking to be even more like the most accurate real life kind of medical show ever. And I obviously didn't see all the episodes, but I have seen several videos of a surgeon and his wife watching the show and going, and he's calling out what they should do.
Right.
And then they call it.
Yeah.
Like to a T.
The other part of the show that's really interesting is it's kind of like, when you say my sisters and I were more than sisters, we're like war buddies because no one knows what we went through but the 4 of us, and we understand each other on a level that no one ever will. No. Even if we're good, even best friends, even you, there's a different level of intimacy that I have with my sisters no matter what because of our childhood, right?
Yeah.
So what's cool about this show is these people went through COVID together in a big city.
Yeah.
The first round when people were dying all the time. And
including their colleagues.
Of course. Yeah. And so what's what's interesting about this crew is that because of what they went through, it's a completely different mentality about how they care for the people. They are more in tune with when to call it, when not to call it. Really fascinating. And then when something hits a little too close to home, they try longer than they should. They refuse to give up. And they're all PTSD'd. All of them.
Yeah.
You know, and
I think that's probably super real.
I think it's very real.
Yeah.
And we know medical professionals. We know what they went through.
Yeah.
And a lot of things that are happening now, it's so fascinating. People are like, we just ignored, like we didn't go through a pandemic as a country or as the world, basically. Yeah. And now we're all angry because we're processing still. Like we're all, like I think about like kids and stuff. It's like, damn, we're just now going, hey, maybe we're kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
Maybe we kind of need to deal with that.
It hasn't been that long.
No, it has not.
Almost 5 years.
A lot of anger, a lot of fear, and it just continues. The horrors continue daily. But anyway, with that being said, I just want you to know I had an awkward moment again today. I fell up the stairs once again.
What?
And spilled droplets of coffee. I'm so pissed. I've had it.
You need a mug with a lid.
I do need a mug with a lid. I agree. I need a travel mug. If I'm going to drink coffee upstairs.
That's considered traveling for you.
Clearly my commute is harrowing. I need a lid for my freaking mug. Just use that Raiders one. Just bring that up.
Just keep, if you're going to fall, keep falling up, please.
Right?
Just don't fall down the stairs.
Oh my God. You know what? That's what,
Gus, your wife.
This is why I keep working out every day, because I need to maintain my body, the agility. I need to be able to have agile legs and be able to move and groove, man. I don't want to fall.
That would be bad.
Oh my God. When women break a hip, it's like a 30% chance they die. So
no, I'm sure that applies to a lot of people.
Well, I'm only concerned about me.
Yeah, well,
so
fair.
I don't want to die. I don't want to die.
Don't break a hip.
No. Anyway. All right. Well, do you have any awkward moments? Did you do anything?
And no, I'm not awkward.
I hate it.
I'm sure that was awkward. I just can't think of any right now. I did stand up with a flashlight in the middle of my tent for 10 minutes wondering what the fuck was walking around outside my tent.
Well, it was probably dogs, but it could have been a wolf.
No, it wouldn't have been a wolf. It would
A
have been
wolf?
it would have been a coyote or
A coyote in the snow. Come on.
100%. There's coyotes all over the place
It's
up there.
chilly. They're sleeping somewhere. They're resting.
They were probably looking for food because it's easier to find in the snow. And there were bunnies in there.
Maybe it was a bunny.
No, it didn't sniff like a bunny. It was like,
the only time,
I'm pretty sure it was a dog.
Well, the last time that I went camping before you, when I went camping, we were in Tahoe, Emerald Bay.
Yeah.
And a literal pack of coyotes came through our tent, or I mean our camping site. And we were awake, obviously, because it was really windy too. And when I tell you it was a pack, like no less than 5.
Oh, wow.
And they were running through looking for food. Obviously, it was like 3 a.m. and they were talking, talking to each other.
Chirping.
They pissed on everything. They peed on literally everything. I woke up in the morning and said, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
I've had it. I'm not doing this. Tyler was a little baby. He was like 3. And I said, hi, go, baby, we're going to go. And he's like, okay, got in the truck, buckled himself into the car seat.
The car seat.
And I said, keep everything. Bye. And we took off. We were home by noon. I just couldn't get out of there quick enough. I was like, this is not my life.
That's why you had camping trauma.
No, that is not why. I have yet to have a truly wonderful camping experience in a tent. My dad, when my parents got divorced, my dad took us camping. We slept outside on a pad that was in the back of the car. No tent, next to the fire. Woke up covered in bites on my face.
That's not even camping.
We had grape soda and hot dogs for breakfast. Right. And
purple drink.
I couldn't wait to leave. My dad tried to fish, and I'm like, well, you can catch something, but I will not be eating it. I won't be eating it. And so he took us home, and my mom's like, what happened to you? And I'm like, camping. Camping happened. Yeah, no. I don't. Even when I had to do the fucking science camp in 6th grade, hated it. Hated it. Funny. I'm just not into it. I'm not into roughing it. No.
Shocked by this. You know what you need to do?
No.
You need to eat more oatmeal for breakfast.
No.
That was the funniest fucking joke.
I don't know.
On the Saturday Night Live.
Survey says that if you eat oatmeal, it's the healthiest or whatever. And he's all, no.
That's all he said. Still makes me laugh.
So freaking hard.
Anyway,
all right. Well, thank you for listening to our weird show, and we will be back next. Will we be back next week with this show?
We'll be back. Somebody will be back. You'll be back.
We'll be back. We'll be back. All right. Bye.
Bye.